Hello everyone, I'm Shashwat Shah and I'm currently starting the ISC2 Certified in Cybersecurity Examination Preparation series. So our first lecture consists of the introduction to all the cybersecurity concepts which will be covered in Domain 1. So the Domain 1, what it contains, we will have a brief idea about it. The overview of the key concepts are particularly based in Domain 1 of the Certified in Cybersecurity Examination. What is the importance of this chapter? This chapter helps us build a foundation about all the following chapters we will be studying later. And second is the crucial concepts the chapter will be teaching us will help us in understanding more better and much important topics in the further chapters very easily. So what we will cover is, here are some of the points. The first point is the difference between information security, IT security and cybersecurity. We will understand the distinctions and relationships among this field. Next, we will go to the CIA Triad and IEEE. We will have a comprehensive exploration of confidentiality, integrity, and availability along with identification, authentication, authorization, and accountability. Privacy, key principles and practices for protecting the personal and sensitive information. Risk and incident management, strategies and processes for identifying, assessing, and managing risks and incidents. These are basically the strategies and processes we take up or we implement in our organization for preventing the risk and incident management strategies. Access control, mechanisms and techniques for regulating who can view or use resources in a computing environment. Governance, management, laws and regulations, frameworks and legal requirements that guide and regulate security practices. And at the end, we will be focusing on ISC2 ethics, ethical guidelines and principles that are established by the International Information System Security Certification Consortium, ISC2. Let us go deep into the information security, IT security, and cybersecurity. What are the differences between them and how they are evaluated in the real world? So, what is information security? Information security encompasses all forms of information like paper documents, voice information, data, knowledge people have. These are basically the hard copies which need to be protected, containing the informations which an organization needs to spend on protecting or from preventing them from going into wrong hand. Next is IT security. Protects hardware, software, and data. Computers, servers, networks, hardware, software, firmware, data being processed, stored, and communicated. All this comes under IT security. Basically, it deals with the hardware and software and data components of an organization. Cybersecurity, it is the most important and the most well-known field in the uh, in recent world. What is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is a realm in which people who are also known as cybersecurity analysts or cybersecurity professionals, they protect internet accessible systems and data. Everything from IT security that is accessible from the internet constitutes the cybersecurity. Next, we go into the CIA Triad, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These are basically the foundation of IT and IS security. First is confidentiality. Confidentiality basically means to keep data and secrets a secret. Prevent unauthorized access. Confidentiality basically refers to the fact that whatever information we keep in an organization is highly confidential and is highly protected by the authorities who are destined to do so. Integrity protects against data and system modifications, ensures data has not been altered. Integrity refers to the fact that whatever data we have stored under an entity is the authentic data that is available as it was kept. No modifications or no alterations between the data and what we have kept must be tolerated in case of integrity. Availability ensures authorized access to data when needed. Availability basically refers to the fact that whenever a person needs his or her data, it is available in the specific format which he or she has been uploaded. Slide 3 comes under ensuring confidentiality. How can we ensure confidentiality? The methods for ensuring confidentiality are encryption for data at rest like AES-256, SHA-256, MD5. There are different hashing methods which can encrypt our data and store in secure servers and secure data centers so that it is not easily accessible by external entities. Next is secure transport encryption protocols like TLS. They help us in understanding how the data is communicated over the internet. Secure transport encryption protocols also include SSL, TLS, and IPsec. These are some of the protocols through which data is transmitted over the internet, and they must be secured to maintain the confidentiality of the people who are sending their data through the internet. Best practices for data in use like clean desk, screen protectors, PC locking. These are basically the factors which influence the physical environment. Like clean desk is like having no external items like some devices which can be malicious like a USB drive or something like that in the desk of the organization of the computer which a person is working. Screen protectors basically refers to the fact those protectors which cannot be seen from a specific angle and can be viewed by the person who is directly in front of him, in front of the screen. PC locking. PC locking feature enables the PC to be locked after a certain period of time, which prevents the people from the external environment to access the PC in case of any external theft. Threats. Threats to confidentiality includes attacks on encryption like cryptanalysis, social engineering, keyloggers, cameras, steganography, IoT devices such as backdoors. These are basically the factors which influence the confidentiality attacks or the threats towards the confidentiality in our environment. Ensuring integrity. There are four methods of in ensuring integrity. These are cryptography, checksums, message digests, digital signatures. Cryptography refers to the fact that the data which we place in the data centers are cryptographically secured. That is, they are converted into blockchain type of data centers where a user and a private key, a public and a private key is basically given to the people who gets the data and who receives the data, who sends and receives the data. Checksums. Message digest. Message digest basically refers to MD5, SHA1, SHA2. These are the type of hashes which are used to encrypt the data for storage in the real-time environment. Digital signatures. Like non-repudiation. Digital signatures includes fingerprints and all other things which cannot be repudiated. The last one is the access control. Access control refers to the fact that the person who is the owner of the information can only access the information and nobody except the owner can access the information. Threats. Threats to integrity like data alterations, code injections, attacks on encryption. Data alteration refers to the fact that the data which a person stores in a particular server gets altered or tampered by some external entity due to attack on the server which the person is unaware of. Code injections. Code injections refers to the fact of the brute forcing type of attacks which take place in a computer system where the code or the database which the person is supposed to be holding has been altered by some external entity due to a injected code or a virus that the person has injected or the attacker has injected. Attacks on encryption. There are different aspects in cybersecurity where an attacker injects and encrypts the cryptographic data which is supposed to hold the information of a user who has been used in his. Next comes ensuring availability. Methods. To ensure availability, we can use methods like intrusion prevention systems, intrusion detection systems. Intrusion prevention basically means to ensure that the people who are not allowed the access of the website or some data cannot enter the data or cannot gain access to the data. Patch management, hardware redundancy, disk redundancy, network design redundancy, HVAC, staff redundancy, high availability, service level agreements for uptime. These are some of the methods for ensuring availability for the people. Threats. Malicious attacks like DDoS, physical attacks, system compromise, insider threats, application failures, component failures. Malicious attacks like DDoS can prevent a website from opening again. If a website has been directed, if several traffics has been directed to a specific website, the website's uptime cut short and the website goes down. And for that, the people who are trying to access the website cannot access the website and face severe issues. So the availability of the website is not accessible, or the people who are legitimate users cannot access the website due to some attacks by the attacker. Opposite of CIA Triad, there is another triad called DAD, that is disclosure, alteration, and destruction. Disclosure: unauthorized access to information. Alteration: data changes. Destruction: data or systems rendered inaccessible. This was the first domain and some part of the first domain. More videos are to be covered later. Thank you and have a nice day.